family, my Litecoin crypto family. You guys, I hope you guys are doing excellent out there. It is March 21st. The news and the financial news is never as interesting as the actual charts, you guys. The charts will predict the news. I hope you guys learn to trade the charts. If you do like the news, come to my site, subscribe to my channel, litecoinbottom.com. Is a place where you guys have your market cap, you got your news, you got your some videos. There's a lot of great articles, you guys. I think it's very user friendly. So if you guys want to get to your news, come here. I want to get into charts because my last video, you guys, I realized that I didn't really get that much into the TA of things. It was more kind of a rant on the general macroeconomics. It's just fascinating right now with the whole bank situation right now. That I get caught up in a lot of the news sometimes too, because it is really interesting, you guys. I think that we are at this beginning, you guys, of this dollarization, and I think what's going to happen, you guys. I think we're just going to raise rates until basically, I think the Fed might have broken something. And I don't want this to be you guys. I don't want you guys to be in this panic state. I want people to, be rational and level-headed and not be running, to places like this to try to gather their paper money, you guys, and try to get out where everybody else is getting out. Do things now while things are easy, right? Before it gets to this point in the situation, okay? Why will other countries benefit? Why will the U.S. benefit from other countries and eventually the U.S. adopting Bitcoin as a reserve currency, okay? Why is that, okay? And I just wanted to point this out, is that the Central Africa Republic and El Salvador are the only countries right now that crypto is legal tender. The next, everybody's voting for Paraguay next, which is interesting. United States is number 5 on this. My vote is for Venezuela. I think Venezuela will be the next crypto-friendly country. Each one of these countries, as they come in to, and actually adopt Bitcoin as part of their reserve, each one of these countries has the ability to at least double, triple, quadruple the whole market cap of crypto overnight. And I think eventually, you guys, that's going to happen, okay? So let's get into the charts. I really wanted to get into some technicals, okay? And I wanted to start off on the SPY because the traditional stock market right now is at this like pretty pivotal place, okay? And it's really hanging on right now. I feel like, and we did have a nice little breakout. So this green candle, you guys, is actually a really good breakout here, and I really like the fact that this thing is actually breaking. I'm going to turn on Lux Algo here. Let me close this back up. So the fact that we had this bounce today was actually pretty big for the stock market, and congrats to Willie today on GameStop. I didn't see it today, but I guess it had a pretty good day today. I'm not seeing that in the charts. I wasn't seeing GameStop, but I heard GameStop actually went bonkers today. So anyway, so there's a lot of confluence going on with GameStop, you guys, or not GameStop, but the regular stock market, the SPY. And I did want to go over a few just indicators, okay? So the MACD right now is curling back over, and we're just about, this is on the daily, we're just about to cross. And this is actually almost crossed, you guys. I'll erase my lines. I kind of was just drawing. I was drawing what I thought was going to happen, but basically we're basically getting ready to cross. So this is confirmation, technical confirmation of a buy here. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out. We are actually on this really pivotal point. There's an inverse head and shoulders, which a lot of other technical analysis guys have pointed out here. And this, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then pop. Okay. And then the breakout here is like, that 460. Okay. So around that zone, what it does there is actually, who knows what's going to happen. But this is going to be like, if this actually breaks out, this is going to go against all, I mean, we're trading lines right now, but this is going against all intuition, right? Of that this is going to be pumping, you guys. So, trade the charts, because the news is going to have you thinking all sorts of stuff to you guys. This is going to be one of the hardest trades. I guess in a lot of people's life, if they are just listening straight to the news. Okay. So I just want to point that out. We are getting across on the MACD. The SPY is actually getting, we have slight bearish divergence, but then a lot more bullish divergences going on. Okay, so we'll get into Bitcoin, because I really wanted to do a deep dive on Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, you guys. I'm your number one moon boy out there. I think that eventually it's going to be the thing that replaces it. So I did want to point out, so I kind of stopped mid-sentence, but why would other countries adopting Bitcoin benefit the US and the US dollar? Okay, that is the question, okay? And basically what happens, and this article breaks down if you guys want to know, is that the US dollar needs to be an account of measure because of all the stable coins. And the stablecoin market has basically gone from 5 billion to 150 billion, okay, in the last 2 years, okay? And that's based on the US dollar, right? So if Bitcoin is not going to stabilize and it's not going to be a very good money, like a means of exchange, because of the volatility. Okay. Because I mean, we are here because this is 2023. Okay. By 2032, on the adoption curve, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. On 2032, we are going to have absorb 30% of the global population is going to be using Bitcoin. Okay. And by 2042, you're going to have 60%. So between the next 20 years, we're gaining 60% of the human population is going to be using Bitcoin as a store of value. Probably not a means of exchange, probably a means of exchange, probably a means of exchange in some aspects, okay? But the US dollar pegged to a stable coin is going to allow the government to print bonds, and who's going to buy the bonds? It's going to be these stable coins backing their stable coins with US treasuries, because that's the gap in this whole situation, because central banks all over the place are buying bonds, right? They need bonds to survive. But what if the need in the traditional sense dries up, right? And the people aren't, other central banks aren't buying bonds because their own currency is starting to go, right? So you guys, we are early in this adoption phase. I need you to know that, because it's so important. In the next 20 years, we have this amazing opportunity to be part of an asset class and a separation of state and money and the evolution of the human species, okay, as we know it. And we've been looking for this solution for a long time, okay, ever since, we were trading seashells for rocks back in the monkeys, okay. We were looking for a stable form of currency, okay, and we found computers, and ever since we had computers, now we needed a new evolution, okay, and digital money of some sort, whether you guys are using it already or not, or if you believe that we're using mostly digital numbers on the screen now, right? So I mean, how much cash are you guys actually transacting here, right? That's my point. So we're already 98% there. We're trying to get 100% there. So I think that it's going to be a fairly I think they're trying to make the transition easy. So we're already doing it now in cryptos, and it's kind of like a test net for the broader financial system. Okay. And with the Lightning Network, you guys, we can transact stable coins basically instantaneously and for free all across the world already. Okay, so it's very exciting times. You guys have seen this chart before, okay? And I just wanted to show you on the Bitcoin chart, okay, what I see going on here, because there's a lot of confluence between this area of 34 and 38. And it's the golden Fibonacci, and you guys have seen this before, and we are kind of starting to rip up here, okay? But I did a little something different tonight. I wanted to go into a technical indicator called the gang fans. I did another video earlier on this, but it really does It's a very interesting indicator to use, and it seems to have a lot of rhyme, and it kind of shows you these like technical areas to watch out for. But we basically bounced right on the edge of this gang fan, right? And now we're bouncing up, okay? And I expect, maybe we cool down a little bit, but this is kind of what I drew as like a speculative. I don't think we don't usually break it the first time, okay? And then we usually the second time we'll go up and we'll break it, okay? And this is kind of like goes with what I think might happen. I think we're a little premature to just start a bull run from here in Bitcoin, but I think a technical break of like 51,000. Okay, so when we actually start coming up here and we break this last gang fan, and we do it with conviction, right? So we come up maybe and we'll back test this thing, and then this thing is going to take off, you guys. We're going to like go up. We're going to go reach new heights here. Okay, once it breaks this last gang fan, you guys. I mean, this last rip was what, 500, 520%. Okay, so you guys, this is what I'm seeing on the charts. Some of the new indicators I'm using with Bitcoin. If you guys want me to go into anything, I will let you know. The RSI right now is overbought. So I'm on the daily, and we are seeing some overbought conditions. This is just something I drew, but it basically just kind of illustrates that Bitcoin can stay overbought for a pretty long time, and also can stay oversold a pretty long time. Usually you want to buy. This is when I buy Bitcoin, is when it's oversold, especially on the weekly. Like those in the RSI, if you can't really do wrong with this. It's only happened a couple times, and it just happened in recent history. And this is when I was accumulating a lot of Bitcoin. So you really want to watch these oversold conditions, because this correlates to basically a really amazing time to buy Bitcoin. So that's on the weekly, and this is just the RSI. We also call it the go-go juice. You also, it is moving in the up direction, so that it is moving in the right direction. And we do have quite a ways that we could actually get extended here. So RSI, it's not one of those indicators I don't trade solely off of, but it's very interesting to go into. The cipher right now, we still have this bearish divergence forming on Bitcoin. We did put in a green dot here, and so we're looking for another wave come back down and then form this a higher green dot. So we're looking for that, and the money flow right now is slightly negative, and we're looking for it to come back into the positive. So is the worst behind us right now? It's hard to say, guys. It's really hard to say if the worst is behind us. I still think I don't think we're going to get as low as this 15,000 again. I think this probably is the low. I'm hesitant saying that, but I'm leaning towards that this is probably the low. That's 15,000. We'll see on a black swan event or something crazy. I mean, right now what we're seeing is a white swan event. Okay, with the banks failing and the systemic issues that are going on with the debt-based system, right? A system that is literally based on debt. And so this is kind of what I'm seeing on Bitcoin, you guys. The volume right now, the VPBR, this level is pretty critical. So 22 has a lot of buying power, and 24 has a lot. So if this actually comes back, I would actually expect maybe a retest of 24 here, and then maybe that's basically as low as I think we would go. Is because a lot of people are defending this area right here. Is what it's basically showing, is that a lot of people are buyers at this level. So we'll see if it gets back down to that 24,000 range. But I do think there's a lot of confluence based on the Fibonacci, golden Fibonacci right now, and also this gang fan right here is showing 34,000. You guys are entering into a trade. This is not financial advice on this channel, obviously, with paper trade. But if you were into a trade, I would be taking, at least 50%, 60% of your profits around that 34,000. And then, obviously like 100, if it starts dropping, you might have to get out a little sooner. So we'll see about that. Set your stop losses, at, once it hits that 34, and then you can have a tight stop loss in case the thing drops out. So that's how I wanted to show you guys on Bitcoin. I hope you guys appreciate this TA. Litecoin, I did the same thing too. So the Litecoin actually showed me this very interesting, because Litecoin actually kind of had this double top, like this macro double top on this cycle, you guys. And I was very confused. It barely set a higher high, which is unfortunate for Litecoin. But I do think it kind of revealed this like larger pattern, So this is the gang fan from the edge of the last one, okay, with the new ones, okay. And then this basically this legacy trend line is on the bottom here, and we're kind of forming either a symmetrical triangle or this like a larger ascending triangle, okay, with the breakout that is up here. So whether or not, and this red line, you guys, represents the halving, okay. So this is where we are right now. We're at this like $81, okay. So we're at this $81, and I expect this thing possibly even to come up and touch the top of this gang fan right here, okay. And that's like 130, and it could even bust through here, touch the top of this. This is basically the highest I think it would go, is this 160 in the interim, okay. And then probably dump into the halving, just like last time. So this is the last halving, this red line, okay. And I think it's very possible that we come back down, at least, maybe we don't go all the way down to the bottom here of this. But again, it could be like we could come up, this 160. It's crazy to say this about cryptos, okay? But oh yeah, totally normal, okay? And then we break out, okay? So, usually a triangle, if this is actually a legitimate pattern, okay, then usually a triangle breaks about 70% through it. So if we go all the way to the end, I'd be surprised. But so I expect a breakout like in this area, okay? And so, that's basically saying, late 2025, which basically lines up with a lot of other people's like TA, and also just like a normal 4-year cycle. Because why is Bitcoin a 4-year cycle? Why are cryptos 4-year cycle, you guys? It's because of math, okay? It's because of the built-in supply demand, the halving, the block rewards, and just kind of like people, there's hodlers we get on every cycle we get more hodlers, okay? We get more people that lock up their coins and forget about them. We take them off the market, and the supply gets less and less. Some people sell, obviously, but every cycle we gain more hodlers, okay? And I wish you guys the hodling journey, okay? Have a hodl bag of Bitcoin, okay? It's super smart at this point, and it's irresponsible basically to not at least have 2% of your portfolio nowadays in it, okay? Also not financial advice, but it's basically irresponsible after you've seen these cycles beat you in the face like over and over again. So be smart out there, you guys. You got to be smart, and these things are, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me, right? So like you guys got to understand that, and these cycles have done it 3 times now in my life. So I caught on the second cycle, that I was aware of. So just to let you guys know, ETH right now, I will do ETH, and then I was going to do silver, okay? Because I'm just going to stick with my phase right now. ETH is the RSI is still, we're not overbought. We have a long ways to go on the RSI. The market cipher, we have the bearish divergence, very similar to Bitcoin's chart. On the MACD, you guys, we did have a cross, and we still are opening up. It looks like we are cooling off slightly, but there's no sell indicator. So if you guys would have bought this MACD cross, you still are holding your bags right now. I didn't do the gang fans on this one. I probably should, but the technical analysis on this, you guys, I mean, the TA alone, okay, is the TA alone here is there's, the wedge here has a breakout, you guys. And, it's going to be, from wherever you want to, from the point of breakout here, okay, it's 3,800. So again, it's going to be very interesting what happens around this level, okay? And I wanted to point this out. This is, if you guys haven't seen this, this is the Wall Street cheat sheet, the market psychology. And, you know, I wanted to show you this chart, okay? And I want to show you this chart, okay? And we'll just, we're going to turn off the Lux algo because sometimes it gets it's a little too much here. Okay. And I'm going to zoom out here, but so I'm going to go into the weekly here. Okay. And this is the regular stock market. Okay. If my computer decides to work. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Let me just look at this chart. Okay. Look at this run up, you guys, right? This crazy run up. Okay. And then look at this. Look at this thing. Where do you guys think we are right now? Okay. And in my opinion, I'll tell you guys my opinion. This is kind of like, you know, this is a kind of a negative opinion, right? So like, I think some of these cycles take a long time to recover. Okay. Luckily with cryptos, if you guys have been in cryptos, you've seen a full market cycle several times. Okay. Like you've seen it. And we have like we have a compressed market cycle in cryptos. The regular stock market does not have, this is on the weekly, okay? This doesn't have a normal cycle, okay? Like, so is this thing gonna fall out? I've drawn these channels, you guys. I've drawn this before for you guys. You know, this is the regular stock market, okay? And so is this gonna affect Bitcoin? I think, you know, the sign right now says is that the signs point to that this is actually, there can be a decoupling, okay? And I do think that the Fed is going to come in here and print like $1 trillion, and then it's going to send this thing, it might send this thing to the moon temporarily, just to save the banks, because I think that losing the banks is going to be this like, systemic issue that they didn't really think of. And that, you know, the first sign that the Fed broke something, okay, is that this rate is way up high, okay? This is like, it's way, we're getting above to the, you know, to the, and look at all the crises that happen once, like, you know, we get above this curve, right? And so, and this goes back to 1976. So we're way above this thing. You know, I think we might have like killed all the banks. They're all underwater right now. It's going to take, it's not, I don't think there's enough money right now to just bail everybody out. And so they're going to, how do you lose like one of us, the systemic bank that's going to like take everybody else out? It's like this slush fund of debt, you guys. And so I don't know how they're going to deal with it. There's like unintended consequences. And they don't always know what's going to happen here. Okay. But, you know, if you look at this thing, I'm hoping we're not here, but I think there's a very good chance that we're right here. Okay. On this complacency stage, you guys, and we might get this pump up. We might get a pump back up here. Okay. Like we might even get this pump up to like, you know, 460. Okay. And then we might roll over. Okay. We're going to get, you know, we'll do the complacency stage. Whereas let me draw it here. This basically goes freaking straight down. Okay. You know, and then it's just like despair, you know, it doesn't go backwards. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe we'll just do right. Like, I don't want to say like that's what we are. Maybe we are, dude. Like that's kind of this is kind of what I think we are, you guys. Like on the general thing, like that, we're gonna get a reset. Okay, we need a reset. The whole system runs on debt. It's funny money, derivatives, quadrillions and quadrillions of. And it's a bloated pig, you guys. It's a bloated pig, and there's a better way. Okay, and cryptos are that way. Okay, it's going to help us. It's going to save us. I think whoever started this thing, you know. There is a theory that the CIA actually invented Bitcoin, and it kind of like in leaning, it's a possibility. Just because I'm not even drawing that, I have to erase that because I don't want that to happen. But because if that happens, there's going to be a full-on decoupling. We're going to have like, you know, we'll have riots in the streets until they figure out a better system. So hopefully, you guys, things are going to work out. I will have a positive attitude until I don't. Okay. Right now, I just want to be prepared for that, right? So you guys got to be prepared for that. There's a very good possibility that the Fed just, pumps 50 trillion in the market tomorrow and just blows this thing up, and we have a blow off top, okay, into like some hyperinflationary depression. Like, so I don't know which one's going to be better, a deflationary recession or a hyperinflationary depression. Not really. I mean, it's a toss up, right? So I think that, the charts are going to predict the future. I think these cycles happen, and we're at least due for one of these, okay? Or at least due for this thing to at least come back down, over here, and then start another channel, okay? And it's going to just be over here. And so I think that's a very, very good possibility, you guys, of something like that happening, just on the temporarily. And this is going to actually shine a light on Bitcoin. And I think the US is going to be smart enough, you guys. I think we have really smart people working for us. I think that our countries and our NATO countries are going to get on board here. And a lot of them are already laying the path to do that. And so stable coins are going to be the savior of the US dollar and the bond market. So I think they're going to pick up the slack where other central banks are dropping off. And we are early in this curve, you guys. In 10 years, we're going to have 30% of the population, and Bitcoin's probably going to be around, I would say it's possible to be like around 5 million at that point. So that's 10 years away. That's not an unrealistic expectation on the curvature of adoption, you guys. And we're early. We don't have Microsoft. We don't have Google. We don't have Apple. We have 2 countries, you guys. 2 countries, Central Africa and El Salvador, okay? And these countries are going to be powerhouses in the future, okay? We're going to be going down to El Salvador to buy our Lambos because of how early these guys are, okay? Super forward thinking, and this guy understands, the president here of El Salvador understands Bitcoin. He tell you that, and he sees the writing on the wall. It's math, okay? And it's not going away. The genie's out of the bottle, okay? You can't put it back. It's something that's going to continue to take and gobble fiat money everywhere. So US is advantageous. It's going to benefit us the most by adopting Bitcoin first, okay? I think that they know that, and I think that is the path forward. I don't think they're going to ban it. I don't think so. It would be ridiculous. But our congressmen and women, I don't think it took me a long time to figure out what Bitcoin was. So I encourage adoption. I encourage adoption by education. Education is the #1 by far barrier to adoption for Bitcoin. So, teach your friends, you guys, learn about Bitcoin yourself, learn about decentralization, learn how to talk about, explain Bitcoin in, 5 sentences or less. That's what I try to do. So you guys do it, learn about it, and help your friends get on board with cryptos, because it's moving forward. The plane is going to take off no matter what. So, help them choose the right seats. I want you guys to be first-class passengers. And if you're listening to this right now, you are going to be a first-class passenger on this beautiful, beautiful trip that we're taking together. So you guys, this is enough out of me. This is some of the things I'm seeing in the charts right now. Litecoin Lawton, hope this helped tonight. Like, subscribe to my channel. You guys are best, dude. Thank you very much. Litecoin Lawton out.